Hey friends, I hope you're doing amazing, extra fantastic, fantabulous, all the things that equal living in your greatest joy. I am going to do a behind the scenes of my song Unlimited Expansiveness today. I put this song out in 2020 and it was really a milestone for me because it marked a significant change between the old style of producing and my new style of producing, and much more future classical, which is my new sound. So I'm really excited about this song. I put a lot of effort into recording the strings and creating the sample pack. So if you like the song, you want to cop the sample pack, definitely head over to my Bandcamp and do it there. Earlier in 2020, Output did a video on the behind the scenes of the song, so definitely check that out as well. And I'm going to go a little bit deeper under the hood, so let's get started. So this session here is very, very early version. I'm just going to play some of the scenes here. This sound here is from Slate & Ash Auras, which I love. Such a great plugin that works in Contact. Got Hans Zimmer strings here, as well as Output's analog strings. And I just kept building the song from the top down. So just adding elements. Some stuff from Arcade. This one makes my CPU spike quite a bit because it's from Diva, which is a really, really heavy plugin, but sounds amazing. So that one's coming in here with some Crystallizer on it by Sound Toys, which I love all the Sound Toys stuff. It's really good. And gotta have the 808 in there. Which is just a sample that I got. So this was the first version of the song, and then I recorded everything over into the arrangement view. So you can see that I have the first sort of arrangement of the song here, and added some sub 37 from my Moog. And basically sent MIDI out to my Moog and coming back in to my audio interface. So basically I was sending the MIDI out here to my Moog, and then I had the audio coming back in from the Moog. So I was just sending MIDI out and then coming back in with the audio. I also recorded some textures from Arcade here. And recorded some violins. These are all like scratch violins of me just plugging my violin into my interface. Did some panning as well. So this is before I recorded all of the strings not plugged in. So usually I'll record like scratch strings with my violin just plugged in so that I don't have to have my headphones in and I can just kind of jam. And then when I'm ready to record the final thing, then I'll just get my ribbon microphone and record all the layers of the violin. So let's take a look at that. So this version is the final version of the song before I send it to get mixed. So let's take a look at this. Got these new violins in here. These are all recorded with my ribbon mic. Yeah, so those are the strings. And there was kind of an interesting process of doing this. So I had a bunch of MIDI in here and I had some strings that I played, and I connected with an orchestrator, and she basically ended up orchestrating some of the strings even more for me. And then I replayed them. So the process of that was I gave her the MIDI and then she sent me back a PDF. So this is the score for Unlimited Expansiveness, and you can see that the main score is up front. Chelsea Stevens was the orchestrator that I worked with. She's done a lot of amazing work with Beyonce and is an incredible bass player. And so all of this here is the main score, and then at the end of this PDF are the individual sounds. So each one of these I ended up recording into Live. So in Live here, you can kind of see there's just tons of strings, you know. So I've got like rhythm strings, I've got syncopated strings, I've got just all kinds of strings throughout the song. And so some of that stuff was what I had written originally, and some of it was stuff that Chelsea had orchestrated on, and lead sounds and all of that. So this is a really big project because I recorded, probably 100 different strings, and they're all available in the sample pack. So that was the violin stuff. And then I had other things like fake strings or like contact strings and analog strings, and just basically all kinds of strings to kind of give my strings a bed, since I don't play cello. So to get some lower strings into the mix there. I also did this like weird violin sample in Arcade, the plugin by Output. So that was like kind of the bridge before it went to the second drop. Then I brought in the horns, which sounds so badass. I love the horns. Then the drums and the bass and, the kick and all that kind of stuff. And then ended with the same piano intro. And then the piano over here. So that was the general process. And then I sent it over to my friend X for mixing, and we did a really cool thing. He actually mixed it live on Twitch one Saturday afternoon. Took so many hours, but it was super fun.
I need to make sure that the punch of these transients are not causing a phase issue to where we're losing some punch there. You know what I'm saying? Right now it sounds all right, but I am ducking it a bit to ensure that happens, so that when the kick is in, the 808's transient just punches out or ducks just a little bit just to create that space. And when the kick is not in, the 808 can still cut through with the punch that's in there. Yeah. So that's really what I'm doing for like low end control.
So after X mixed the song and I approved it, I got the stems back from him, and then I went through and I created my sample pack. So basically I just took all the strings from the sample pack and put it into another Ableton Live session, and then I edited each part so that I could create smaller loops for y'all to play with. And so these are all the samples that I edited down. So you can see there's just, endless amounts of stuff. And just like the rhythm stuff. And So I labeled all of these and then exported them all, and they're all single and they're together as well. So if you just want to grab like each one of the single samples, or if you want to grab all of the samples bounced down as one, like all the rhythm stuff is together as one, for example, all the syncopated stuff is together as one. So you have that choice if you want to delve into the sample pack. Yeah. So this is what the sample pack looks like. So you can see I've got like my artwork and the masters and the mixes and the mixed stems and the unmixed stems and all this stuff labeled here. And then within the sample pack, you can see that it's all at 120 BPM and in E minor. So if we go in here, you can see that I've got the grouped instruments. So those are all grouped together. And then I've got things like sound effects. And then the single string line. So this is where all of the samples are. So there's so many here. So yeah, so that's basically it. That's how I created the song Unlimited Expansiveness. So definitely check out the sample pack and the songs on Bandcamp, and hit me up if you have any other questions. Thanks so much for watching. Peace.